It's recording? Yeah. Alright. So, this is Jade the Dragon 1.
I'm Video Killer 242.
And I'm Redpipe 327.
This is our new channel known as RTT Gaming, or RTT Gaming, whatever will work. And basically what it is discussion, rants, and reviews on whatever we feel is relevant or we just want to talk about in gaming right now. If you know me, you know I have a problem with rambling on in YouTube videos, so I have these guys to help me keep concentrated and who also put more input into my thoughts. If you know me from my old YouTube account, thank you for being one of my few subscribers, and thank you for dealing with my bullshit. We have Tyler here, who's the one with the brains and has a notepad app to keep all our thoughts organized. Pros and cons of both our topic today, which is smartphones versus handhelds. Are handhelds dying, and are smartphones taking over? Will handhelds ever die? And at least either now, or are we seeing the decline, sort of? So why don't Tyler, you go when we go in this kind of motion.
Well, let's open up first by saying I would like to say that handhelds are definitely declining. The PS Vita sales were down below. The Nintendo 3DS sales, I mean, they're better than the Vita, but they're not at a high.
Yeah.
Not a high. I mean, the only reason people are buying the 3DS is to honestly play Ocarina of Time anywhere they go.
Ocarina of Time.
Because, honestly, you can't play that on a smartphone.
You can, it's not that good.
No, you literally can't. I will show you.
No.
I have it on here, and it doesn't
We don't
work.
need to go into that. No, I'm saying, my buddy Ponton has it, and he plays it. It's not that good. It gets slow very
Touch
easily.
controls are so
Yeah,
awful.
touch controls. But we'll go into those problems later. Yeah. But yeah, so as he was saying, the 3DS is sold well, but that's mainly because you got Ocarina of Time, you got Nintendo, which like the Nintendo 64 was the least in technical quality of the three systems, of the PS1 and the Dreamcast, and except for Saturn, I think it beat Saturn. I don't recall. But Dreamcast and PlayStation 1, it was the worst out of the technical quality. But people bought the N64 solely for the exclusives, Zelda, Mario.
It had the best
Nintendo
games.
has the best first-party games
that everyone knows, and of course on their handheld, Pokemon that sells that series. It just sells that system in general. Everyone just buys the DS when the new Pokemon comes out. I bought my DS Lite when the new Pokemon came out. When my DS Lite broke, I got rid of it, and when the new Soul Silver came out, I got a DSi. So that's just kind of a fact. Go on.
What I was gonna say is that people like to say that they're dying, like handhelds are dying. You can't. Smartphones, way of the future. I mean, that's true to an extent, but one of the real big problems about smartphones is that you can't really play a game that's groundbreaking, innovative. I'm sure you can jailbreak your phone and you can get a ROM on it that's pretty awesome. You could also download a couple apps, because honestly, I know a lot of you people out there are going to be like, jailbreaking, man, some hardcore shit. You guys are probably hackers or something. Which, it's really not that hard. If you look on tutorials on the internet, especially this site, YouTube, you can find everything. That's how I learned to do it, and it's not that hard. But if you people don't want to jailbreak your phone and keep buying apps, really the only reason that smartphones are dominating right now is because the apps are very cheap and they're not really that good.
If you have an Android phone.
They're borderline free, but the quality is very lacking. So that's another trade-off you could have. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Right, good to go.
Well, I think my biggest issue with smartphones is the price. Like, you have to pay for data. They're also like, what's the cheapest smartphone price? What did you say?
You can get it for free nowadays on like
that's true.
When you get a certain plan.
But it's that data that I really have a big problem
$30
with. I'm not paying
unlimited
$30 a month for data. It's ridiculous. I just stick with this and an iPod Touch. That's really all you need.
He plays all his ROMs on the iPod Touch. So I'm gonna go with this. You might want to keep your notepad out just so we can keep it organized. And we're gonna keep going with each input we have on it. But there are definitely pros to the phones. Definitely one of them is the portability. Everything is just on. You don't have to carry the handheld. We already explained that. But the thing that I don't like about the phones is that unless you have a jailbroken iPod, which tends to last pretty easy, Droid phones, which are good because you don't have to jailbreak them, you can actually play some N64 ROMs on there, they're just not that, they're kind of slow. But the problem with those is that the touchpads are not that good. With a game like Pokemon, which everyone loves Pokemon, you all played it at some point in time. They all love playing on Game Boy, so it's good to keep that on the go. It even feels nostalgic without having it because you can play it, and sometimes they'll make it look like the Game Boy.
Look, the thing about Pokemon is that it's an RPG. It's not really a live-action game.
Yeah.
You sit there and you walk around, and then there's another screen for battle. And it's not like battle like you have to do time-sensitive events. You can take as long as you can. If you're playing a game like Super Mario Brothers or Sonic the Hedgehog, you have time-sensitive events. That Goomba is going to fuck you up if you don't press the A button in time. You're actually pressing B, but you don't know it because you can't feel the controls down there, which is a default. So what they did in the jailbreaking community is they took Wii remotes and they hooked it up to them. I could probably show you that.
Yeah, you can connect them.
I'll show you that in a minute. You can connect it on there through Bluetooth, which is a good invention. But the problem really is that the good controllers, they don't use the same Bluetooth technology. Like, I think Xbox is running some weird wireless system.
I think it has a system of its own, actually.
It's really original, and so you can't really hook it up with that many other things. That being said, if you take a wired controller and try to hook that up, I mean, there's no USB on this thing. Granted, you don't have one of those Windows tablets, which actually I could see that being pretty useful.
Yeah. Gregor, do you want to go on?
You basically said it.
Well, what I wanted to say also is that, say you're playing it, and some people have really good Android phones. Android phones have gotten better. Some people say, well, the touchpads have gotten better, and you hear rumble when you hit the button, or you feel the rumble. But I know for a fact that, because I have a Android phone, that when you get a text message on a ROM of any type, your phone will slow down to a fucking crawl. Sometimes it'll like freeze for a second, it'll lag at some point, and it'll completely fuck up what you're doing. You'll be playing Sonic, you'll be trying to run, and all of a sudden your sprite will like freeze for a second, or it's hard to explain easily.
It'll slow down. I mean, it happens the same thing with the iPhone as well. When you're playing something, it comes in. You and my girlfriend's like, I'm playing. I'm like, God damn, I want to talk to you right now. I'm playing a fucking Pokemon. I need to level up my Chikorita.
Yeah, come on.
I was trying to press B. I didn't want to evolve, and you fucked it up. I wanted to learn Solar Beam. I want my fucking Ivysaur to learn Solar Beam. You fucked it up. Now it's a Venusaur. Great. Now I gotta wait.
Now I gotta call out, cuss her out. I have to tell my friends how I got arguing with my girlfriend over Pokemon. That's not something you want to tell people.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Lie creates rage.
Rage! Okay, so we should probably talk about the battery life. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, battery life tends to drain really fast when playing games like these on your iPhone, iPod, whatever.
Droid.
Yeah, that really pisses me off because I want to keep playing, but if it's gonna drain my battery, I'm not even gonna bother playing it on my device.
It just granted, it does depend on how long you had the phone. The batteries die generally, and that's actually another pro of handhelds I tend to find. While some of them do eventually die, my PSP, I've had that way longer than I've had my Droid phone, and I've used that almost more because I do play it a lot, and the battery still lasts the amount of time it's supposed to. 5 hours top.
That's actually really well, I think 5 hours is way too little. But I'm gonna go out there because you have the Game Boy. The Game Boy, like Game Boy Advance SP, 18-hour battery.
Yeah,
I'm used to, and then I go to that.
But if you put the light on it, like drains it pretty quickly.
The Game Boy Advance SP lasts pretty long.
No, it lasts 18 hours with light on.
Well, that you have to keep in mind the PSP was running.
But it lasts even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. The processor's running at an alarming rate. But I'm gonna end on with one thing. I'm gonna say that what smartphones versus handhelds. There's a great debate about this right now. But I think the problem is the smartphones are winning a little bit right now, and it's not because handhelds are bad or anything. They just have to come up with the next big thing. What I think the next big thing for handhelds is, what if we took something, like we mixed like the PS Vita and mixed it with the Go, we created a cell phone handheld. Think about that for a second.
Well,
Nokia actually tried to do that back in the day, and that kind of failed miserably.
Now, granted, a company like Sony definitely.
I think Sony could definitely do it because Sony is an electronics manufacturer. They can make phones, and I think like it's gonna be like the Apple's iPhone. People are like, dude, the PS phone. Like people are gonna go like, PS phone? Are you PlayStation phone? Like, they'll flip shit.
Yeah,
it could definitely work if they know what they're doing.
I think that's already out right now, though. Sony Ericsson.
It's close. It's not exactly the
I
same.
can't remember.
But we need to mix like a PSP and a phone. But right now, before we go, I'm going to show you that you can't hook up a Wii remote with this, just proof of point.
If you want to go do that, I'm going to end a couple things.
Well, we can
Alright.
add it into, make it like an ensign conclusion.
And this is the conclusion because our fucking camera said to be a dick. Anyway, as long as Pokemon is around, I actually do feel that Nintendo and all the Nintendo's consoles, as long as Nintendo is allowed around, the handheld will still sell.
I really hope Nintendo stays in. If Nintendo stays in, I'll be happy. If not, I'm done with video gaming because they're solely based on video games.
That's
The
true.
other companies, they like have Sony, for instance. They do hardware. Microsoft is mainly software. Like Nintendo's out, then what is gaming then?
What is gaming?
Just a bunch, the companies do care about it because it makes them money, but that's the difference. If Nintendo got out, there would be a lot of people who quit gaming just solely because Nintendo is the only company out right now that is only like that makes consoles that only does gaming. Nintendo doesn't do freaking hardware or make computers of any sort at all, or TVs or anything. It's just gaming things. So and they're OGs too. They saved the gaming industry when when it hit that crash with PC and stuff like that. Mario.
I don't want to see them go.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that Japan would ever let that happen though. I mean, maybe Nintendo won't crash, but maybe it'll get stopped being shipped over here, which would still be bad.
Right now, the Wii U is doing kind of weird over here in North America, but in Japan it's doing really well.
Well, I think it's just the marketing name. That's localization.
Yeah, very well. We'll go into that discussion later. This ends the video for me. I have said my piece. Riker, do you have anything to say?
Happy gaming.
Alright.
Happy
Tyler, you got
gaming.
your piece done? Or you
I'll
gonna say
break the
something?
champagne. This is RTT Gaming Official.
Signing out.
Check me out on Jaden Dragon 1. I'm going to put that in the link because I'm an asshole.
Red 327. Signing out.
Video Killer 2.2 signing out.
Can you feel